Beloved, I'm bringing a Moonology reading, and I shuffled and I had some cards that popped out. And the first card that came out is the energy is gaining momentum. There's something in your life that is gaining momentum right now, beloved. It could be a project that you've been working on. It could be the fact that you're closing out on timelines, because I've just seen angel numbers 1010. You could be closing out on old timelines that have been quite clunky to close out. The Spirit's saying with the waxing moon here, the energy is gaining momentum, and the waxing moon always leads to the new moon, so it's new energy that is going to be coming into your energy field, beloved, simply because you have decided that you are going to remove all of the negativity from your life. Angel numbers 999, and you need to close out these cycles unconditionally. There's no going back. It's almost like severing the limb clean. You need to, you've decided that you need to sever this energy clean from your energy field, from your life. This could be ending of relationships. This could be ending of, your state of mind, the way you've thought about things, how you've executed things in the past. Spirit is saying, with this energy, with this new burst of energy coming up to a new moon energy, it's waxing moon energy, the energy is gaining momentum and it will work out in your favor. It's all going to work out in your favor. And we've got full moon energy. We're currently in Leo season, honey. There's a lot of fire energy, a lot of confidence, and just real, good bravado energy. But it's saying, don't let your pride get in the way. Don't let your pride and ego get in the way of the decisions that you're needing to make. Ensure that they're coming from a grounded place of they're coming from a grounded place, and they're not coming from an over sort of like thought space or an over heart space. We really must start really grounding into our energies and really locking in to ensure that the decisions that we make doesn't come from an over emotional state. A lot of the times when decisions and energies come from a really over emotional state, whereby it's all up in one's heart chakra, it's all up in our head, because using the element of air, overthinking. The majority of the times, honey, it causes people to lash out and react in ways that are not of the highest good for the person that's lashing out, and also for the person that's receiving that energy as well, honey. So this is just a polite reminder to not allow your ego and your confidence and your pride to get in your way, okay? This is given an energy of, yes, and I've just seen the strength card. Yes, with this energy that's gaining momentum and the closing of old timelines that, that are closing out, the wheels of fortune that are continuing to turn. Do not let pride and ego get in the way of, finally getting what you want, finally closing out of this cycle. It's almost like Spirit is saying, be mindful of the choices and decisions that you're making right now, because are they coming from a place of pride, or are they coming from a place of, centered, thoughts, centered heart space? That's an energy that's coming through. And another confirmation that you're closing out on cycles, because this is saying conclusions are within reach. And this is a full moon eclipse energy, which is a very powerful energy, honey. It's given an energy whereby things that were done in the dark, honey, are now coming to the light. All witchcraft, all, baneful magic, all dark magic that's been taken out on the collective is now going to be illuminated with the eclipse energy that is out here, which is given an energy of once in a blue moon energy, honey. That is going to be revealed. Whenever I see the moon card, I always associate it with illusions. I always associate it with witchcraft, honey, with just baneful magic, honey, okay? Because it's somebody or collection of people working together to do things using the power of the moon, to do things to use the power of the sun, to do things, using elemental energy to bring down the collective in however way that man is manifesting in your life right now, beloved. Don't get it twisted. These energies do not sleep, honey. They are awake 24/7, 365, plotting and scheming and trying to devise a way to bring down the collective. But Spirit is saying the energy has gained the momentum and there is a closure coming. Conclusions are within reach, but you must not allow your pride to take over. You know, don't allow yourself to succumb to the 7 deadly sins when you've worked so hard. And we've got another Leo energy coming out here, and this is a, you know, new moon energy, and this is saying confidence is the key to your success. So have the confidence in your ability, have the confidence in you, honey, have the confidence that everything is working out for your highest good. You know, once you start dipping into that energy of fear, of doubt, honey, this is when you open up your auric field, you open yourself up to allow those energies in that are not worthy of being in your energy, that don't serve your highest good. All they're doing is bringing in fear, honey. And this is a reminder that you must use, stand in your power, honey. Stand in your power. But be mindful not to allow this power to take you into an energy of being over prideful, beloved. Okay? And the final cards that came out was emotions are running high and adjustments are required, which is the adjustments that we're talking about here, honey. Not allowing pride to take over, and also standing in your power and being confident and knowing that actually everything is working out for your highest good. It doesn't matter how heavy, how dense that energy is. It doesn't matter how many sleepless nights you have, because I've just seen the 9 of Swords. It doesn't matter how burdensome you feel, okay? It doesn't matter how many happy times you have, because I've just seen the Sun card. Everything is working out for your highest good. Because of the adjustments that you're making, this is a very powerful timeline for the collective. It's a very powerful timeline for the collective. And the opposing energy is not going to want the collective to close out timelines. Absolutely not. So be mindful of the looping cycles that keep looping in your energy. When you think to yourself, I thought I closed out this energy, this timeline, and all of a sudden it loops again in somebody else. The opposing energy, the principalities, do not want the collective to close out on certain timelines, because it keeps the collective entrenched and locked into a low vibration, angel number 0707. But you are being guided, honey, to be strategic, to know exactly what you need to do when you ground and tap into your energy. Don't allow these low vibrations to take you out of this realm, beloved. You know, you were placed here for a reason. Everything happens for a season. There's a time and a place and a season and a reason for everything, honey. You know, don't get too entrenched in your head, honey, or in your heart. You need to ensure that you are focused on the end that is here, on the end that is already in your energy field and totally in reach. You've got this, beloved. 100%. Peace and blessings to you, collective.